Welcome to Full Send Friday. This is the Blockchain Basement, and my name is Drew, and today we're going to be talking about Joe Biden gaslighting America, about the debt ceiling once again, hot inflation data coming out, and Bitcoin ready to rip the faces off of traditional bankers across the world. This is the Blockchain Basement.
Bum, 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 bum. You ready for this? I'm ready. Welcome.
If you're gonna screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Out to give the numbers out. And I was like, no, hang up the phone right now.
Or like when it dropped in 2020, was it like exciting?
400,000 to 600,000. The generational signals are now.
Level. So I don't even know if we're gonna get back below there, but if we do, that's kind of where we
How you guys doing? Welcome, and thank you for joining us. We're joined by the illustrious Top D.
Top D in the house.
Fresh out the pen.
Breathe hair.
Hannah joining us for a Friday edition. Pretty cool. And we have Owen. Be kind to Owen. He is on the board and he is running the buttons. Let me see. Pull up camera 2. Let me see what you look like over there, Owen. Let me take a gander at you. Let me see what we got going. Ooh,
Owen!
There he is. Look at that.
Yeah, we got the gray boys.
Let's go.
Gray boys in the house. But yeah. God, they're doing something pretty cool next door. I saw they were opening Pokemon cards, bringing me back to my childhood. I know I was talking about the Pokemon cards I found in the jungle this week from the car crash hit and run in my forest line. But let me know in the chat if you've been into Pokemon. I'm thinking about getting back in, and I'm stacking my Pokemon gatherings for my daughter right now. She's having a really fun time with it. She draws, probably 2 or 3 Pokemon a day, and she's getting pretty good. But there was someone at her school that tried to swindle her out of her only Charizard, and it brought me back to my childhood, just wheeling and dealing on the playground for better Pokemon cards. And give me a +1 in the chat. But
do I need to go to that school and pretend to be Hitman Lee?
Yo.
High jump kick a kid in the face?
Oh man,
my brother used to do that. My brother used to finesse me out of Pokemon cards. Like, we would get a pack and he would take my rares and he would give me the cute ones. But I loved it. I was fine with that.
That's the beginning of the
game.
As
long as they're cute.
You got some kid come up to you like, hey, I don't know if that card's really good or not.
Yeah, you don't want that ugly shiny one.
Yeah, why don't you hand that over here? I got a Diglett you might like. Dude, come on now.
I'm like, okay.
Thanks for joining us, everyone in the chat. We got Callie, Crypto Dude, TJ's Chicken Salad. I actually have what TJ left behind. These freeze-dried Skittles are out of this world, so that's fantastic. I might eat a couple of these.
Let me get
you want
one
some of these?
live, huh?
I'll give you some. These are good. Here, take the whole pack. Yeah. Crimson Caravan, Kino, Joan Foster Crypto, Casino Doggy, Ninja Glock.
You know, we're talking about nostalgia. Can you pull up my Twitter real quick?
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
just real quick. It's my last tweet.
Let me see here.
I tweeted nostalgia.
Did you?
For my favorite nostalgia feels. You know, we have a famous Telltale red cup.
Okay. Let's see
All
here.
right, peak 90s here.
Oh my God. You're sending me down memory lane here. Okay, so we got
you see
Blockbuster
that
Friday
video, too?
nights. What's that?
I saw a video yesterday with like it was like an old movie theater and like Blockbuster. It was like a dream core, like back to the thousands or whatever.
Yeah,
I saw a bunch of these
2000s.
pictures. I started crying watching it last night.
Man,
All right, pull it up
Blockbuster
again.
was the shiz though, man. I remember going in here and just spending a lot of time.
Great candy section.
The
Yeah.
best.
And you know, this is where I'd always, you know, be able to test out a game before I decided to buy it.
I also
you
had a
know?
pretty good 99-cent, $2.99 movie section
Yeah,
too. All right,
yeah.
hit next on the
All right,
picture.
let's
Let's
do
just
it.
go.
God, you're sending
Right,
me
then we
down.
also have the Unbreakable
Pizza
red
Hut.
cup.
Is this Pizza
From
Hut?
Pizza Hut. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure is. Yep. Good eye. Good eye. Remember- Also, I typed in defragging equals I am now a hacker. Remember you had to like defrag everything?
Yes.
Take like 20 minutes. Oh, I haven't done it in 2 weeks. It's going to take an hour.
Oh my God.
And then
missed
I
those things.
unironically collected the empty bottles when I was like 7 years old because I was like, I'm going to get all the faces.
Oh my God, dude. I miss the old days. You know, those are the good old days. If I could go back in time and tell my 10-year-old self to.
God, do we have a DZ with hair nostalgia? Hey, you listen.
Yo,
here.
Yeah.
TJ,
Son of a-
Oh, BH Baker.
Yeah,
There he is.
I got some hair
TJ's
for
chicken
you.
salad. TJ's chicken salad said bald is beautiful.
Bald is beautiful.
It is.
Bald is beautiful. She just gave you a heart. See?
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't
It-
say on a woman, but yeah.
You know, I think that
I think it is.
it's a signal strength.
Yeah, it's a high tea lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, y'all, some of y'all don't know about the high tea lifestyle.
Yeah.
I live it. I breathe it. I eat it.
I'm going to shave my mohawk back into my head for my show. My show has been confirmed. I'll be playing with Flood of Souls headlining in Denver, August 19th. So if you're in Denver, give me a shout on the Twitters. It's at Druth Crypto. We should hang out, grab a brew. It's called the Drunk Fest.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about
So-
Bitcoin in a second, but I've been actually wondering this. Okay, when is the last time you guys have played together? This band?
Oh, my band?
Yes.
Probably about a year and
Okay,
3
so
months.
how does a band that hasn't played in a year get invited to headline? Is it a bandmate knows the person running it, or is the person running it just a
No.
big fan from back in the day?
So it's actually a event. So I left the band and my manager ended up buying a venue and a bar. He hosts a lot of kind of bigger bands that come
So
in.
it's thrown by the manager.
It's thrown by the manager.
Okay, that's all I was wondering. I was
He-
just wondering
It's
the
a pretty
genesis.
cool scenario, though.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked because he runs Francisco Studios, and it's where
It's a hair salon, right?
Yeah, it's a salon. But Devotchka, Flowbots, all these other kind of bigger bands are right there in this warehouse. It houses like 80 different, pretty well known bands, and then touring bands come in and play there. We actually left a pretty good footprint on the Denver music scene, and just the mention of it coming back in, a lot of people are excited, and I'm really kind of excited. Like I did, it's one thing to like, being in every day in music, it kind of gets repetitive, but being away from it for some time. it makes
Yeah,
you
like
miss it.
shooting up heroin every day
Yeah,
and
I
waking
know.
up drunk on someone else's couch every day.
They're good
and,
memories.
yeah.
They're
Gets
good
old.
memories.
Gets old.
But another thing is like when I got into crypto, a lot of people really didn't understand anything I was talking about when it came to cryptocurrency. So I find that my community in metal music is a place that really deserves for me to kind of let them know just about the inflation information that I can, bring over to them in a more legible manner for people that aren't interested or aren't thinking about those things.
Gary Gensler.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got for crypto? What do we got for crypto?
All right. So today we had some pretty bullish news, in my opinion. And obviously it's a big old farce what's going on with the debt ceiling, but Biden and McCarthy appear to have a 2-year deal on the U.S. debt ceiling as the default looms. Yeah, right. So U.S. President Joe Biden and top congressional Republican Kevin McCarthy are closing in on a deal to raise the government's $31.4 trillion debt level at the ceiling for 2 years while capping spending on most items. And this is kind of the interesting thing here. The deal, which is not final, would increase funding for discretionary spending on military and veterans while essentially holding on non-defense discretionary spending at current year levels, probably playing into the fact that we need to keep pouring M1 Abrams over into Ukraine to perpetuate the conflict. And the final deal would specify the total amount of government could spend on discretionary programs like housing and education, according to a person familiar with the talks, but not break down the individual categories. Two sides are just $70 billion apart on a total figure that would be well over $1 trillion. So it's unclear precisely how much time Congress has left to act. The Department of Treasury warned that it could be unable to cover all of its obligations as soon as June 1st. Their balance sheet at the Treasury is down to $50 billion. I think a few days ago it was at $75 billion is the last time we were concerned about how much money was left in the Treasury Department itself, and that's actually gone down since we talked about that a few days ago. And on Thursday, it would sell about $119 billion worth of debt that will come due to on the due date, suggesting that some market watchers, that's not really an ironclad deadline. So kind of interesting to me, and if they wanted to be fully fiscally responsible, they'd stop at the military industrial complex, but let's not drag logic into that.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's like they're increasing military budget by 3%.
Yeah.
I think is what I've seen in some other articles. So, yeah, I'm all for, I think we're spending a little too much.
We have been,
especially with, I remember, I feel like the Army Corps of Engineers, they would make dams in America. They'd make a bridge in America. So I mean, I do want a reduction in total spending, but not only that, I want to spend the money abroad rather, or I'm sorry, domestically rather than abroad.
Absolutely. And I'm actually going to be making a video about that for the basement, is that our infrastructure here in the U.S. is crumbling. I mean, we have been spitting on blue collar jobs and convincing all these new grads that the way to financial freedom is working a white collar position. Meanwhile, the plumber is doubling or tripling your income per year. He didn't have to go take a gigantic loan out at a college for a useless degree to get that. And he's getting paid hand over fist. And there's less and less people that are willing to do that hard, dirty work. Yes, I know I'm behind a microphone talking, and I'm not digging a hole right now, but I have dug a mini hole myself and broken down many buildings. I actually had a building fall on me once. And I've done a lot of hard jobs in my past.
It's been a while since I've heard of Drewism. I used to make fun of Drew because he would just say these outlandish things all the times. I was like, I was in a metal band. Yeah, my wife designed clothes. It's been a while, and so I don't know if you just heard. Yeah, building fell on me. That's what I call a Drewism. To just say these things where, if you didn't know him, you say, well, that's a pathological liar.
I just heard it, and I wasn't even, I didn't even I was just like, oh.
Hey,
you get used to it at a certain point.
I full send. I was 18 years old on the top of a structure I was demolishing, and I took the Sawzall and cut a truss right before the hurricane clips where I shouldn't have, and that truss went with me sitting on it, and I fell probably about 12 feet down with the saw running in my hand. All my weight landed on my knee, and then the house, what was left of the house, came onto my back, and that sucked. And that was all for $15 an hour for a family friend. And
he was trapped in the rubble like a 9/11 victim.
I didn't get trapped.
Took 5 days. They could hear him. They sent in a little puppy.
I was surprised my knee wasn't broken, honestly. I mean, only a few things fell on my back, but I was surprised my knee didn't
Next thing he's going to say something like, my uncle has one of the last 7 blimps, and I rode on it this weekend.
No, I mean, I hope so.
That just reminded me, did y'all see in Midtown, this week or last week, there was a building, it's an apartment building that they're building. They're working on the parking garage, but the ceiling collapsed and there was workers below. Isn't that crazy? A few stories.
Parking garage collapse? Mm-hmm. There was another one like that in Manhattan.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. And not only, another thing I saw is in my hometown, Colorado, there is a event center called the First Bank Event Center. It had Elton John and all these huge bands play at it, and they actually never turned a profit since 2006 when the building was built. So the city got so upset that they never turned a profit, and it was this giant loan that they had basically taken a major loss on, were never able to pay back. They're demolishing this entire brand new convention center and they're going to build more apartments on it to stick people in bird cages in. So I actually used to live in the apartment when I was very young, about
Hey, don't
19.
make fun of bird cages. Bird cages make homes more affordable so people can get from a bird cage to a home.
Yeah, I lived in them. I was there, and I got
me
2 bird
too.
cages on my house.
In Atlanta, the amount
Cost
of
me 1 ETH.
apartment buildings,
$4,200 ETH. But
Oh, your bracelet?
yeah, so
Fancy.
Man,
Fancy. What were you
good
saying?
1800 ETH.
be a little bit more in ETH these days. Shout out to CryptoFace. CryptoFace is the one who got this for me.
Yeah.
Aw.
Real good guy.
a
Real
good
good guy.
guy.
Love him.
He's a good guy.
I just saw his face for the first time.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Just seeing all this infrastructure kind of be disregarded, or the blue collar, the loss of blue collar people in this country, seeing us take losses on these huge commercial real estate loans. It's pretty concerning for what everyone calls the everything bubble. But as we see with the debt ceiling, they're just going to keep kicking the can down the road.
Speaking of everything bubble, go back to my Twitter if you may, and hit my likes. There is a huge amount of events of very negative news that I haven't really seen people talk about. Some of these, I was like, most of the stuff that I was reading, I was surprised that I had never really heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it? Do you see? It's
Let's see
talking
here.
about closings and businesses going down, and
here it
another
is.
shoe just fell. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we're about to look at it right
Yeah,
now. It's
pull it up here.
pretty drastic info here.
Yeah.
All right, closing list. And then
Oh.
the thread goes into it. So go down to the next tweet in the thread. You might have to click on it.
Huh.
I don't know if you're...
That's a substantial list, though. You got Macy's, Nordstrom, Walgreens, GameStop, Sears, Forever 21. I mean, these are like mainstay stores here.
Okay, so what do they got next? Okay, boom, Zara. Here's now the actual
Zara.
facts. The amount of stores being closed, things being discontinued.
Mhm.
Chanel, Hermes, really?
Ooh,
Patek?
Rolex discontinued production.
Patek
What?
Philippe.
I did not
Shimano,
hear
Patek
that.
Philippe,
I don't even know if
respectfully.
this is true or false, but I had not learned that Rolex had stopped production.
Yeah, I don't know about
I
that.
did not know that the world's luxury industry had taken such a large hit, because you hear that Bernard or Arnault or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's the world's richest man. He's CEO of the luxury brand.
Yeah.
And so, like, in my mind, I was like, oh, I guess luxury, still people want scarce, desirable assets.
Mm-hmm.
This shows another picture.
Yeah, it does. Then we're talking brick and mortar, retail sales, and manufacturing and production. This is not a good look. This biggest trucking company, Comcar, filed for bankruptcy at 4,000 trucks.
Well, I mean, that's all going to go AI soon. So, I mean, that's not
Yeah.
that surprising.
Hopefully, real soon.
I didn't know Warren Buffett had lost $50 billion.
Yes, he did. Pour some liquor out for him. I'm really sorry for him. Let's see here. Mall of America stopped paying mortgage payments. Holy hell. This is
Okay, to be honest, if you're any malls that you go to now seem like deserted.
They do.
Like a lot of these stores, it just makes sense. Like, to be honest, like especially being in the bubble that we're in, like the internet bubble and the digital, it just makes a lot of sense. It's like there's not much of a use for these things anymore, and they could be used for much better things. Like the storefronts, at least, because how many people can actually go to a store versus like going to the website? People prefer the website now.
well,
Rolex, no, the top for watches was like a year and a half ago. They've been down.
I mean, is
Yeah,
this potentially
that's-
tied? These are brick and mortar locations shutting down. I mean, is this, something like the benefit of
Okay,
doubt is maybe it's online commerce is taken over. That's why we don't really utilize these malls. The only thing I see out of malls lately is flash mobs beating everyone up, and just chaos on the little glimpses. I went to a mall once when I got here to Atlanta and saw a gal get tackled over a $30 purse by 2 security personnel right in front of my
Another
daughter.
Druism.
Right
Another
there?
Druism. Yeah, I went to the mall once and I saw someone get tackled.
That's
What?
the only time I've been to
I've been
the
to the mall
in
40
America.
times in Atlanta. I've never seen that.
That's
so,
my
that's a
experience.
truism,
No,
folks. Now that you know it, you're primed for it, you're going to hear it once a day come out of his mouth.
When I got here in Atlanta, I moved here and we were in between an Airbnb and my actual home that I purchased. We're staying down in Atlanta. I think it's the West Side or something like that. An absolute mess. But we went to the mall in Marietta, and I was only there for 2 hours. And on the way out, sure as shit, there it was, tackled, put on the ground over a $30 purse that you probably didn't even need. So I mean, online stores shutting down, or I think this is a competition between online stores and brick and mortar more so. If I were to like try to 30,000 foot view this, But yeah, I mean, that's pretty concerning to see. I got to look into the Rolex thing because I was with
someone
you on
in the
that.
chat said they've stopped production on certain watches, but it boosted production again.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So paring down a little bit. Well, maybe people have less buying power. I mean, we got this from Genevieve Roche Decker. We always have a tweet from her, it seems like. She's got good stuff she shows. So basically, it looks like breaking inflation alert. We have PCE inflation on consumer items jumps to 4.4%, surpassing 3.9%, which is what they forecasted or expected. Fed is not going to like this, and a rate hike incoming, according to her from this.
I kind of agree with that assessment.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a discrepancy here because I think the market's pretty much split now on if we're going to have a raise or if we're not. I do still think we're going to have one. I know a lot of people don't think that we're going to have a Fed rate hike, but I believe we have at least one more 25 base point increase in the future for the U.S. particularly. This inflation jumping to 4.4% beyond what they expected. I mean, Jay Powell's not going to be happy about this. Some more people are going to have to lose their jobs.
Someone's bringing up a good question. Michael Moore talking about WeWork. Wouldn't commercial tanking help WeWork? Yeah, in the short term. But if you want to think of it this way, think a lot of these WeWork stations that the people are renting might be a 3-year lease. With commercial, got to go 12, 24, 36, sometimes 10-year, sometimes 50-year, sometimes 100-year leases if it's like a skyscraper. And so they may be locked in some 36-month lease. They were pulling in, $10K a month, and they only paid $7,000. Well, now they're only pulling in $5K a month, and they're still locked in for $7K. And so I think a lot of this is, the 20th month into a lease, the 8th month into a lease, but they're stuck in these leases. So that's probably why WeWork. But yeah, also maybe some people are going to work from home rather than WeWork though too. I
used to hire for WeWork. I was actually in the construction industry. We worked with WeWork. But when they broke into the commercial construction scene in the office space scene, I mean, they took on some seriously large costing projects.
And I used to do a lot of weed work.
Did you?
Okay. Yeah, I was a landscaper. Not
Oh,
what you're thinking.
Sad.
At home.
Very sad.
Selling stuff with
ideas?
seeds, which I did.
I don't know.
Like pumpkin, guys.
If you go into a WeWork, it looks as fancy as a Twitter headquarters. So, and when my experience was that they trimmed down their workforce by an immense amount of people right as the panty hit, basically. And we thought it was going to be super useful. Everyone's going to have these, in and out workspaces. Well, the panty hit and no one could intermingle and you couldn't talk to each other and be near each other. So no one was interested in
what hasn't Druth done? Dude, everyone's going to start feeling the Druisms now.
I mean, ask me. I'll let you know. Heavy metal. What else have I done?
He's been a pilot, probably.
Never been a pilot. Never been a pilot.
I've touched the bottom of the Pacific Ocean.
He's actually a pirate.
I saw the Titanic.
I am a pirate, though. If you go to my house, you'll see a pirate flag. But pull up my.
Is that the thing with the anus?
Yeah, it's the anus with the hat on it. Owen, take this. Take me. There it is. So this is what the target rate probabilities are showing as of right now. 54% showing that it will be staying where it is. So more people than not think that we're not getting a rate hike. And 45% people think that we are going to get a rate hike. This is kind of interesting to see that split because it's been pretty lopsided on, kind of these forecasts. And up to date, so far the forecasts have been accurate. Now it's starting to get a little bit of a closer race on yay or nay here. So that'll be kind of interesting to watch. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Do they got more gas in the tank?
Who's they again? I'm just still laughing at Drew. Looks like every guy in my town with a guitar. Has Drew walked on Mars? Probably. All right. Who's they again?
All right. Are we getting another Fed rate hike? Do you think?
Yeah. Well, what does the prediction market say? I just say listen to them. They've been on point.
Well,
I think they're saying 25, right?
Right now, according to this, they're saying majority of the people do not think we're going to have a rate hike. But only by a 10% margin. It's 54% thinking no.
Well, this new data might flip that. How far away are we from this hike?
That's
going to change things as well.
I know it's.
I want to say it was the 9th and 10th. I can't remember.
FOMC meeting. Let's see. I think it's the 12th.
Troy McDrain said they will hike it. They need the smaller banks to continue to fall and faster. Why do you think the smaller and regional banks have no idea what you're talking about when you ask about their CBDC? They're not a part of the plans. Nobody told them.
Said. All right, June 13th and 14th is when the
14th.
next rate hike or not will come out. So I don't know. Honestly, I just feel more bullish about Bitcoin because obviously they're going to have to continue raising the rates. Well, not raising the rates, but raising the debt ceiling from all this Biden news. I think that's going to put risk assets on more of a hot ticket or preferred item for people looking for upward action in making their money work for them, rather than watching it melt through your fingers in fiat through inflation. So we also see kind of a squeeze on homes, home builders, single family market, Tool Brothers. For everyone unfamiliar with Tool Brothers, they're one of the biggest single family producers in America. The CEO came out saying that 90% of Americans have a mortgage rate that is below 5%. Keeping in mind, we are currently at 7 and some change right now. So resale housing market is virtually non-existent. No one wants to have to buy a new house at a 7% rate. This is completely screwing up the housing market. Kind of feels like what happens when an immovable object meets an unstoppable force. It's a tough thing.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's ruining the market. It's slowing sales, which is preventing people from dumping their homes.
Yep.
And so it's stabilizing the price right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I kind of I mean, I don't know for my personal situation because I'm not looking to buy anything like soon. So like, wouldn't it be good for it to go up and then like I just wait until it's a good time?
Well, I mean,
that's not a bad strategy. What you could do is you wait for home prices to fall because of high rates. Go ahead, sign a lease, and then hope in 5 years you can refinance. But then you're kind of like hoping that rates will come down. So it is a gamble, but it is probably a smart strategy.
Yeah. It's I mean, I know that I'm not wanting to sell right now. I mean, even if I had the money, I wouldn't be moving into a 7%.
Chasing candles, what up?
Chasing candles. He's a new guy. Yeah, I haven't seen him in the chat. What up, man? Yeah, I'm not selling anytime soon. I'm going to wait for Fed rates to come back down, really, and the Fed funding rate to come back down, because each one of those percentage increases is a really big increase per month that you're paying for that mortgage. For every percent that the Fed funding rate goes up, I think it was it $2,000 mortgage increases by like $400 every percent that it moves up. And you just popped in there.
I'm trying to read chat.
Yeah, I'll be waiting. I think that they're going to have to give up a little bit of their strangulation of it. Over time, you just have to be patient. And if you have the ability to move into a home right now and you can afford, whoa, my God, that was crazy. If you can afford, overpaying, and then banking on Fed rates coming down, if that's what you think is going to happen, because what I did is I bought my house at a pretty, it was like a 4% rate. I was able to refi down to 2.25 in Colorado and then sell, got out to Georgia at 3. And now I'm sitting there holding because now we're at 7. I'm not moving anywhere, but I am going to be basically focused on turning everything I can make in crypto into real estate. Because that's kind of the whole goal for me, is just to create excess homes for my kids. Because I got a lot of kids, so they're gonna need a place to be, and they're gonna need a lot of land here. We got a lot of people going nuts about that. Your moves there, DZ. You got some moves you just showed off.
Okay, gonna hurt after that. Well, my left knee does hurt, but that's because I'm an old man, and it wasn't from that. It was from sitting on a couch. Yeah, that's what you get to look forward to when you're old.
Oh my God. Well, we don't discriminate against the old, but apparently
I do. Biden, he's 80. I don't like it.
Discriminate against the old.
Oh my God! Pull up my screen here.
So all right. Drew's okay with octogenarians being elected.
Octogenarian. I love being strangled by colostomy bags. There's nothing more enjoyable. So New York City freezes deposits at Capital One Bank. This was yesterday. And originally when me and Hannah saw this, we're like, oh my God, they're insolvent potentially, blah, blah, blah. Turns out they actually are stopping deposits because this bank has not weeded out discrimination. They have not discriminated against discriminators hard enough for New York City's liking. So deposits were actually halted at this bank yesterday. We still have to find out more if they're still halted, but yeah, it was kind of a confusing because they put it out like the bank was going down just like the rest of them. But
his body double has more hair than me. Okay, not him, not the real Joe.
Do you think Joe
check
Biden,
his earlobes?
Is he a robot? Is he a robot?
No. If you want my real opinion, I do think that for security reasons, I think that sometimes they maybe put out people who aren't who they are. So, like, I think there might be a fake Biden, but not any kind of weird Manchurian candidate. You know, it's a puppet. Oh, it's some, you know, I don't think it's anything like that. It's like, hey, we can't trust all the rooftops of when you give this speech. So, you know, all I know is, look, CIA has had mask technology for over 30 years that is indistinguishable from like face-to-face conversations. All right. You can look up George H.W. Bush CIA mask. There's like photo ops and press ops. They were bragging about their mask technology 30 years ago. Then they all of a sudden went quiet on it. Well, to me, I read between lines. I'm thinking, okay, that probably means they're employing this technology. Second thing, look at his earlobes, y'all. It looks a little crazy. I don't know. And third, again, let me just repeat, it's not a Manchurian candidate thing. I think it's just a security thing.
Yeah. Okay. I imagined it like in Men in Black when the face opened up and there's just this tiny little alien body.
All right. Well, here's a good question. Owen, have you ever heard that Biden's earlobes have changed? Have you ever heard that?
No.
Okay. Also, follow-up question. There was a first question that kind of put me down this path. It was 2015, 2016. A buddy of mine asked me, do you think the Clintons have murdered anybody? And it sounded so crazy to me. And I said, what an idiot. Yep. What a conspiracy theorist.
Absolutely.
So that was the other question. But yeah. Check out his earlobes, folks. Check out his earlobes.
You first showed me, I was like, no. Now I've seen enough photos of enough different earlobes. I think
there's a thing that happened yesterday where they say
with,
his
like, the
forehead
tab.
Wrinkles were stuck. And that's just yesterday.
I saw something. Okay, like I haven't seen much about that. I mean, I've heard about it, but I haven't looked into it or anything. But yesterday I did see a video and there was like I don't know, it was funny.
Again, I just think it would be for security
funny. reasons.
I don't think it'd be any kind of like, you know, anything nuts like, oh yeah, you know, it's a body double. Oh, it's
Somebody
all fake.
said,
I don't think anything like that.
Do you think that's how they pick a president if they have a double? Fluffy the Sheep said that.
Well, no, with the mask technology, that's not relevant. So they had a blonde, blue-eyed person pretend to be a Muslim woman, and it tricked George Sr.
All right. Back to crypto.
All right. Well, speaking of Biden and crypto, I want to play something here for it. Owen, I'm not going to play it yet. Okay, so calm down. Hold on. I'm going to pull up a video. We got a little voicemail from Joe Biden to Ben.eth. This may or may not be a deep fake. You be the shot caller on that yourself. Are you ready for me to press play on this? Are you doing this? Is it going to happen?
Yeah, hold on.
All right. I'm doing it. It's going.
Listen here, Jack. I mean, Ben, what you're doing here with the PSYOP token is a huge threat to the American economy. You got the market cap on track to pass the Federal Reserve. The professionals are losing their goddamn minds. Got any idea what you're doing here? PSYOP the country? You're under arrest and we're sending all the profits to the Ukraine. So thanks for the donation, motherfucker. Done deal.
I just had to play that. Oh, and look at this. Look at Tom Crown out here just trying to be the shit, you know? Look at him. He's working out. Tom Crown.
I like how Tom Crown's like saying, I used to be an F-boy, and then like post all these pictures of him.
Always.
It's like he's secretly wanting that lifestyle again.
Like 17 years ago, I was an F-boy.
Oh, my God.
You're wearing the same sunglasses, Tom. What are you talking about? That's how you dress today.
Oh my God. I see your request to play my band on the show. It's a little bit much, dude. I'm a heavy metal singer.
It's InfoWars.
Oh my God. It's not InfoWars.
I guarantee this. There's people at home watching this who have like just now typed that in and they're looking at the images and they're going, what the
You know, allegedly. I've met Alex Jones, though. I've met Alex Jones. Shaking his hand was like shaking a baseball glove. That guy is a freaking brick house. Very cool dude in real life. So yeah, that was kind of cool being able to
come
meet
back
him.
here, you freaking coward.
Yeah. I'll eat your ass. All right.
Such a great. Yeah.
Sorry.
He's got really good clips.
Yeah, he does. Speaking of Tom Crown, let's look at Litecoin. Let's look at Litecoin here. Don Alt, another account we like to check out every now and again. Upsides to buying Litecoin here and now. We're talking here and now. Halvings in 70 days, tight invalidation on price and time. Upside is quite significant, but the downsides to buying Litecoin right now, you're buying Litecoin. Alts are shit right now. That's arguable because there's some, I guess meme coins are not really technically alts, I guess. And the market is shit right now. Do we really feel like the market is shit right now? Like there's still gains to be had. Like I got in on this bots thing and it didn't do great, but did pretty good on BAM, and there's a couple other, Render did good for me. I don't really feel like the market's shite right now. It's just you have to take your profits while they're there because they go away the next week and then it just resets and we're in this up and down, just back and forth kind of process for crypto prices right now. So I'm taking good profits. I buy tangible goods. Got my wife a sewing area kind of started and putting together for her, making her happy with it, and still holding my bag that I built years ago because that's the one on top of what I've bought, in the 17K dip. And right now I'm not selling all of the crypto I'm buying right now, but I am taking profits on the bags on those huge green candles and making something out of it. So Litecoin right now, where is it at? I hear a lot of people always talking
look
about
at the
Litecoin.
all-time chart.
Yeah.
Look at the diminishing returns of all-time highs.
Let's see here. Litecoin.
It should be rank 17-ish.
Mm-hmm. It's at $87.23 right now. Let's check out the all-time.
Oh, I forgot they did put in a higher high, but that's what I was thinking of the lower high of November versus May.
This
or
one
April.
right here?
Yeah. So I have a macro thesis where any coin that didn't put in a higher high in November, I'm just generally bearish on it putting in a higher high next bull run.
Okay. It is getting higher lows. Pull up my chart again. It had higher lows kind of.
Yeah, it's a good normie token because you hear, silver to Bitcoin gold, and it's just a good selling point to idiots.
Yeah. Oh, and for people looking for my band in the chat, it's Flood of Souls, and the other band I was in is 2 Minutes Darker.
Flood of Souls is also when you spill the containers at the sperm bank.
Yes, that is
a flood.
Well, that's where I got the idea. I was like, it's just a flood of unvaccinated souls into the world. So keep an eye out for Unvaxxed Cum Coin because that'll be coming to you. Stores near you in 10 years from now.
Hashtag pure blood.
It will be
Hashtag pure blood.
It will be worth
Purebreds.
millions per vial, maybe even more. It's going to be huge, believe me. But yeah, a Litecoin, man, I don't see enough ups. I know traders like to trade Litecoin. It's a tough one for me. It's on the daily. It's had a pretty good day. It's at a 3% day. On the monthly, though, pull up this chart. On the monthly, it's just complete chop. Oh, here,
Why are we talking about Litecoin?
I don't know.
Because we brought up.
Yeah, because I saw Tom and Don All was talking about him. I got sidetracked, but yeah. Oh yeah, so we had GTA stuff that happened today. Talked about ad nauseum today this morning. And
I bored everybody. Me and Johnny arguing.
You didn't bore everyone. I was thinking the same thing you are because we've heard this over and over again that GTA's integrating or Pokemon's integrating or the XRP lawsuit's going to end. And eventually you just get tired of hearing the same thing over again and over again. We saw this guy, Matt DeFi's, come out last night. Breaking GTA will be play to earn. Sexy graphic, of course, tens of thousands of dollars in the hands. Fantastic. And then DZ pulled up this exact tweet and we got a little reader's added context. Neither GTA 6 nor Rockstar has said this. So this is, in fact, a rumor. Now, it's not completely out of the question for something like this to happen in the future, but it's just not verified right now. So, you have to take that with a grain of salt, and obviously it didn't list any specific, crypto projects or anything like that's going to be involved. Basically, the rumor is just that you're going to earn money that you can translate into Bitcoin in the game, which would be super, super cool if they did. And that would be a pretty game changer for metaverse type plays, but
I don't see it happening. I could be wrong. I see zero reason why they would choose to do this when right now they make 100% of the money They have 100% totalitarian control.
Yeah.
Why would they give that up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at this and I was like, I don't really even understand how they would implement it. Like, I'm like, I know in GTA, people will like literally log on and go in a server and they will work at the police station for like a 6-hour shift to like earn in-game money type shit. I was like, are they gonna like go to work in GTA so that they can earn like $2 worth of Bitcoin?
I think that was their like how it was written up this morning, but that's not what's happening immediately. That kind of concept would be cool if they could, but then you got people sitting on their butt playing a video game for $5 a day.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really see the point of doing that.
I don't know, man. It's like I've always thought we needed a big game like this to kind of hook up with metaverse stuff, and we haven't seen it yet. Yeah, it's going to be here someday, but I don't know. I don't see it really taking hold mainstream within this next cycle. I hope I'm wrong, but that's kind of where I see it. And yeah, I mean, here's just another one. Whale chart came out there. And the thing about these headlines is I just want to highlight this. They give no other context. They just say the money you make in GTA 6 is crypto.
Well, if you look, what is his very next tweet? He's trying to shill his Telegram.
Now, let's see here. Yep, exactly. Pull it up. So you got to read between the lines. You go down a little bit. First comment, many gamers in our 18,000 plus member community crypto Telegram come join us. Link in profile. Winky face. And then some dude, excited for nothing. So just got it. And now that kind of plays into the Steve Aoki thing last night. Did you see that happen, DZ? With Steve Aoki and PSYOP? There was someone hacked Steve Aoki's account and they put "I'm aping into PSYOP" on Ben.ETH's Twitter post. It was just one post that Ben.ETH had made about PSYOP, and Steve Aoki's account showed up all verified and everything, like "I'm aping in." Then you saw 2 more tweets that were kind of normal looking, just a picture of the Mega Chad guy, just like, yeah, I'm bullish on PSYOP. But then you see a drainer link, which was basically a scam link that unfortunately not a lot, but $170,000 worth of Ethereum from various people did get taken through that link. And just so everyone knows, Ben.ETH did come out and say that he plans to restore those victims with Ethereum out of his own bag, it looks like, which is really cool to him, for him to do. But yeah, it's just kind of unfortunate. And that's kind of some of the more social engineering type hacks where, they'll make these conversations look really organic, and, that you can trust them a little bit because they're not explicitly shilling a link to begin with, but it leads you down a road to a dangerous spot. So definitely be careful about that stuff. There's all kinds of scam links going on right now with airdrops. We saw him with Pepe. Now you see him with PSYOP. Now you see him with Ben Token. So just read between the lines, and if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, you're going to see, I'm new to crypto. I can't figure this out. How can I do this? And then you're going to see 200 likes on it and a 50 comment thread about all these people that are swearing by Michelle in New Jersey that made them $200,000 overnight. So
yeah, Gary and Dago, yes, it was hot dogs exclusively.
Hot dogs exclusively for what? What'd you do with them?
Grill.
That's undisclosed.
I could
That's
use
classified information. Okay.
So hungry.
Glizzy? What is a glizzy?
Give me a glizzy.
What the hell is a glizzy?
If you know,
Someone
you know,
clip
Drew.
that.
Jesus. This is out of control. What is a glizzy?
Next.
It's a wiener.
It's a hot dog.
It's a wiener?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We call wieners glizzies now?
Mm-hmm.
That was like 2 years ago. Where you been?
Did they put gemstones on them or something? Like, why is it called a glizzy? I don't understand.
Glizzy Goblin.
Glizzy.
You don't remember Glizzy Goblins? Like maybe even 3-4 years ago. It was a while ago.
Oh my God. I watched a lot of videos. A lot of people in armed service are wondering if we are living in reality anymore. This is just a side note. The State Department misgendered a bunch of operatives, and so they had to put out a message to all their special operations.
Bum, 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 bum. You ready?
This is music. Now the music's probably playing on it. So everyone yell at Owen. Yell at Owen in the chat. Let him know you are. Yeah, it gets kind of questionable.
He was busy looking up earlobes.
You were staring at earlobes. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's the
That
music.
thing is here.
Did you get it turned off? Let me see here. Let us know in the chat if you hear the music going on. But I don't know. I have a lot of friends that are, kind of wondering if we are living in reality at this point because they're having to have special training for being misgendered by the State Department, which they don't really care about. It's a forced choice on pronouns at this point. But on that, I'm going to segue right into DAG, hard and heavy. DZ, you have some DAG still?
I still have a little bag that I bought a long time ago. I'm sure I'm down because I think I bought it in 21.
Okay. Well, apparently the music is popping. Huh?
Can't stop it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Look in the sound mixer, and then it should be at the bottom area down there. You gotta scroll down a little bit. I wish I could hear the music playing. I could sing along. Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. Thank you.
You found it? Let us know in the chat if it's off. Jesus, Murphy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But
Are we good?
I've been holding DAG through this bull market startup. I was glad to hear DZ held it. Is pretty stoked. What, is it still going?
No, I mean, we're behind on this. So I don't know. I'm just laughing that it did play.
Yeah. Just a side note, for some reason, Uphold decided to not let me trade or send anything for 65 days, about 72 days ago. So I had to sit there, not buy anything, not be able to withdraw or transfer anything out of my Uphold for a while. So
Couldn't even sell. It was like buying Ben.
Oh, on Uniswap? Yeah, the old Uniswap debacle. It was really disappointing. I had to send an email to Uphold. They actually were really good. To their defense,
my bad.
They were really good about customer service. So they got it fixed. Still playing. Oh God. But yeah,
it's off.
DAG is still alive. It's still coming, and actually, it's moved into. It did get the contract of the Department of Defense, and what they do is they do encrypted data communication systems, and a lot of the application for this type of project can be found in the real-time locational knowledge that's needed for military. If you think about the positioning of equipment matters more than the equipment itself at this point. Now that they've seen in Ukraine where, Javelin can make a tank useless. So DAG basically wants to be the connector of data communication for like F-35s, speaking to drone systems that are working ahead, clearing the path for the F-35 in case you have anyone that's got an anti-aircraft or anything like that set up. So I'm pretty bullish on DAG.
How does making introducing a blockchain into that software make it better?
So what makes it better is that it's a non-linear communication system where there's no singular point that you can attack to gain access to the entire array of machines. So it isolates.
Why do you need a blockchain for that?
You use a blockchain for that because not only of our existing infrastructure for IBM, AWS, and Microsoft have all been practiced to be hacked upon over the last few years, but you need a blockchain for non-linear communication. It's pretty proprietary to this blockchain.
Excuse me here, but like if you can't say that, like I'm 5 years old, I'm just gonna hear smoke and mirrors. You need it for nonlinear communication because if it isn't a blockchain, it doesn't help with nonlinear communication. Idiot!
They've already hacked our existing infrastructure for communication systems.
It just sounds like buzzwords. I'm about to dump it all in KuCoin after the stream.
You should. I'll buy the bottom, but they have some things coming up. Basically, the Metagraph support is coming up in July, and we'll move over to the mainnet. And then also in July, the data API use cases for on-chain data, I'll come to the mainnet. And in August, the hypergraph fees and block prioritization comes out. So it is still moving forward. I know that this is a very niche kind of project, and I am definitely not putting anything more than like 1% of everything I hold into this. But it's at like 3, maybe 4 cents, depending on the day and how it's feeling. And I feel like, I need, usually when I'm looking into projects, I want to see some kind of verification of partnerships with things that matter. And this actually does have a partnership with the Department of Defense, the Navy, the Air Force, and AWS. So I'm pretty interested in this. And nonlinear means it's just better data
AWS
encryption.
partnership means as much as a Chainlink partnership, just for, that's my opinion.
Yeah, well, I hold Chainlink.
I'm going to do some DAG research.
I hold Chainlink too, just for the same reason. I forget that
There's
hold
no one they
Chainlink.
say no to.
Huh?
There's no one they say no to.
AWS, yeah.
Wait, isn't
Chainlink.
Yeah, but
it's like a stable coin, right?
it's not a stable coin. Don't say
Burn.
that,
Fucking
Hannah.
high. Sorry.
Making fun of my bag.
I know. Me and you both didn't sell that top. I bought Chainlink at like $3. It's like at $6 right now, so it's like doubled in like 2 or 3 years. But I could have sold it
For 60 or 50, I think.
Yeah, $60 or $50 a token. So that sucks. But I still hold Chainlink. Do you think Chainlink's going to come back?
I do think Chainlink's going to come back. It's used.
Yeah.
And it's like actually like a profitable enterprise. Now it's profitable because they earn Link that they can then dump, which, I mean, I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation if that's sustainable. But yeah, you must burn Chainlink to do some of this information stuff on, whether it's an NFT project or CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap uses Chainlink. So it is used, I guess. I don't know. It's like actually has a product. And so for that reason, I'm bullish.
Okay. Well, you know what? F-35s are going to be using DAG. And it's for data communication.
I mean, I don't know.
I know.
I mean, people are bringing up good points. Like, why would they not want control? Like, doesn't it seem bad to like have a coin that China can buy it all up? Right?
Have
you thought about that?
No, I have thought about that. But
okay, so to me, does that make you feel bearish about like, oh, it's necessary for military?
It's not necessary. It's only just a potential thing that can improve it. So this is
okay.
So
let me rephrase that. It improves it. I just don't see how it improves it by integrating it. Look,
because the
99% of all this shit is smoke and mirrors, and I get it. We're all riding pumps.
The speed of the information is what matters, DZ. There is a physical reality to this that you need. You need real-time information on the battlefield to understand where your materials are and your machinery. I know you don't understand this, but if you are in a tank and you need to know exactly where a helicopter is that moment of, you need real-time data. And a millisecond
I just don't understand how a
much.
blockchain changes that.
It's the speed and the security.
To me, it seems like it slows it down because you have a ledger.
No, it's not. It's hypergraph. It's a little bit different. I know. Maybe I should do a deep dive into directed acyclic graphs. I think that would be useful to see why I think that they're going to be a thing. They're not going to take over everything, but I think that they're going to have specific use cases. So maybe I should get into that in one episode down the line. But my opinion, it does matter. Speed of information matters more now today than it ever has. And
to me,
like
here's my main it isn't some graph and speed and this and that. The main issue I have is, why would the U.S. military use a coin where China can buy 51% of it?
I don't even think that they can buy. I mean, I need to look at that, but that is a really, why would we get involved with Bitcoin if China can own 51% of it? Why would we do anything if China can? Why do we let China buy majority of our farmland?
Because China buying Bitcoin at 51% would only hurt themselves because they're putting in all this capital to crush something that is just really a monetary store of value. It is completely different when we're talking about software for military logistics.
Yeah, and they can buy up majority of our commercial real estate. They could buy up a majority of all kinds of things. There's a lot of potentials that they could do, but there's government stops that come in hopefully to stop that, but then they go through Canadian
DAG has government
companies.
Stops? DAG isn't decentralized?
No, I don't. Well, no, I don't think so. I think it's on a centralized ledger. Yeah. Okay. So
I'm gonna do my own research.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Put the gloves on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still moving into it, and even if it is centralized and it is a specific use case, I'm still feeling good about it. Because it's got a chance to actually, have a good foothold in a specific utility, and that's for the military. So I like the people in our military. I think that this country has a really a strong foundation, though we've been weeded away at the edges through the recent mainstream media pushes. RIP to Target, or Target as they like to call. But I still think we have a good footing of strength here. I hope we don't get killed by a death of 1,000 cuts by China's influence here. It's seeming that way. I know I was hard-sided that we're totally going to win this one against them. me and DZ disagreed on that, and as the day goes
Flippa,
by,
I am not trying to be nasty, Drew. I apologize if I came off as harsh or disrespectful.
Talking about, what ifs? I mean, they already are infiltrating our farms. They already are infiltrating our homes. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that China's infiltrated. They've infiltrated our media and our movie industry for decades now. So. I think
it's just like all the more reason to not have attack vectors.
Yeah, we could go into it 106 ways a Sunday, but security and speed are what they're offering to machines in the war, in the battlefield. So, and that's stuff that I study and I'm comfortable with, and that's why I look at these types of things, because I like to stick with what I know the best. And, if I venture too far out that, if I think that I know what's going to be the biggest thing in gaming, I'll probably lose my butt. Oh my God. Jamie Gonzalez, calm down. A $10 super chat for that? Are you serious? Unbelievable.
Let's go.
Sims in the chat. Shout out to you, Jamie. Good luck.
I'll copy and paste my wallet address.
DZ, here's another hot thing that we're seeing today. Neuralink.
Yes.
The chips to the brains.
Yes.
And I know I am the odd man out.
I would sign up for that in a heartbeat if I needed it.
I know you will. But
if I needed it.
If you needed it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
if you're facing dementia and you're going to forget your daughter's face, wouldn't you want one?
The chip?
If I'm getting dementia.
I don't have a child. I imagine I would not want to forget their faces and then feel confused. And if there's a chip that prevents me from having my children wipe my ass, I would probably want that chip.
You would want that chip.
Yeah, I don't think if someone says we can fight dementia and Alzheimer's with this chip, obviously, yeah, I would want it. Or say all of a sudden, I got some sort of shot, and then I started getting, seizures. And they say, hey, we'll put this chip in you, and now you're able to drive a vehicle. Yeah, if I needed it, I would sign up for it in a heartbeat, because I think these people have low life quality if they're kind of maybe used to a certain way of life, and then all of a sudden they're severely injured in the brain. Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And then like me, I'm fine just dying organically. That's just me.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the Alzheimer's, where you have years of you being a detriment to your family.
Yeah.
I don't want my child to wipe my butt for years.
My mom says that. My mom is always like, if I ever get to that point, like if I have Alzheimer's or dementia or something, and I get to the point where you have to treat me like a baby, and it's like causing an issue.
You don't even have the cognitive ability to kill yourself. You can't even end yourself.
She was like, just give me some pills. Like, she's like, I don't want it to take a toll on y'all's life. So like, my mom would be down for that. I would, if it was me, I would. If my grandma right now my grandma has Parkinson's. Like, if she had the option to put a chip in her brain and fix her Parkinson's, like, I don't know. Would I want her to do it? I don't know.
I live with someone with Alzheimer's. It's not easy, and it's very tough on the family.
Yeah, it can be. But also, I will say the FDA approving it means nothing. Like, the FDA
it probably means the chimps didn't go berserk mode. That's probably what it actually means.
They stopped it last time. Killed a few.
Last time they stopped it because it was overheating on the subjects. Okay, so the chip on the brain overheated. So hopefully this new design comes with a intercooler or a blow-off valve, maybe out of your nose. You know what I mean? If you get a little too hot up top. But it's hard for me to justify inserting a brain into my chip to extend my lifetime. I'm a very organic being, and I'm fine dying. If I understand where you guys don't want to burden your family, you can use that. They're going to sell this to the public through the medical industrial complex 100%. Imagine, if they can tell you, what kind of cancer you're going to get and when, or, what you can do to avoid.
Well, the initial use cases are like curing blindness and stopping epileptic seizures. And maybe there's a couple other ones. That's the initial use cases.
Yeah.
If you're blind,
so I would just let's just, I don't know. We can go into theoretical, but the specific use cases it is being used for, if all of a sudden you got hit in the head and you're blind, that'd be a tough decision to say, I'm going to choose decades of blindness or I'm going to get an experimental chip.
It is, man. I like talking about this. I know I have my hard-sided opinion about it, but I want to know what other people are thinking. I've read about how this was going to be rolled out for years. It was going to be done through medical, and now that we see it actually coming right around the corner, I mean, it's coming in quick order. Like, I feel like by 2030, we're going to have colleagues that have the chip, and
Fluffy figured it out. It's going to be a CPU fan, but like next to your ear. Probably.
Oh yeah. So just a all right. I could live with that. Okay. Yeah. It's a hard thing to imagine myself, basically transitioning my humanness being that I am right now into, I would consider that a cyborg. I
have metal in my body.
Yeah. I got metal. I got fake teeth and all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
But
I understand it's a little different with
it's a little different.
Chips,
it's a little different.
but we're already part cyborg.
Yeah.
Both of us, Drew. We're part cyborg already. Just because it's not the RoboCop laser eye, it's the RoboCop, the strong hand. Like, we're still part robot. We're already there.
Oh my God.
You're basically the robot from the Jetsons, just the male version.
Yeah. And I also wonder, are you going to have to take a loan out for the Neuralink? And then if you default on the loan, maybe it's like Ford where it just drives you back to the dealership. Does it just shut you down if you miss a couple payments in a row?
Have y'all ever seen Divergent? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I'm thinking about it. Yes, I've seen Divergent. Yeah.
Divergent, when the main character, Triss, is like, everybody is asleep in their bunker or whatever, and then at the same time, in the middle of the night, everybody gets up, starts walking, staring at the same thing, going the same pace. And Triss wakes up and she's like, what the hell's going on? Like, why are you all doing the same thing? And it's because they've been given the whatever they inject them with, and then she's divergent, so it didn't work or whatever. That shit. Think about the chips. I don't know.
Yeah.
If everybody has the freaking chips and then one day they just decide to flip that shit on, and if you don't have it, then
pull up my screen.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Pull up my screen. This is kind of my long-term worry about this. Is that, think about if all of these kids have Neuralink, all their data is being fed to a system, be it AI or whatever you want to call it. If you're able to aggregate everyone's involvement in the real world, you can then punish them for their non-involvement of it.
Yeah, we're kind of talking about two different things, though. You're talking about chips and healthy people. I'm talking about people with medical conditions needing chips.
Well,
it's two different conversations.
I think that the putting chips to make people healthier, to fix their problem, leads to a larger conversation. I think that what we're talking about, fixing Alzheimer's or things like that, it's going to be kind of the use case to begin with. My worry is that governments are going to take control of the tech and then implement it as a standard across society. And then we end up in a Black Mirror type situation where, if you're not.
I see a different situation. I see the haves and have-nots having a different experience of life. I think it's going to probably equate to, you put this chip in you and you have a 200 IQ. And you're going to either have the chip or you're not, and you're going to be able to communicate with people with the chip. If, say, you have one, it's going to be like talking to 3-year-olds to people without the chip. And I think that's going to be the big trade-off there. People are like, well, all the rich people, all the powerful people, all the smart people have the chip, and the peons don't. And I don't want to be a peon. And I'm tired of these geniuses having these, living different lives than me. I want that life. And I think that's what's going to happen, because I really think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be, you're almost unable. It's going to be like trying to talk to a anteater or like some shrew. There's going to be such a lower being than you, because I do think they're going to be able to fire neurons in a way where we have super intelligence. I don't think this is anything close. I might not even be Elon's lifetime. Might not even be my lifetime. But
this tech moves pretty fast. I mean, like someone said in the chat, regular phones turned into smartphones
tech moves
pretty
fast,
quickly.
but regulatory capture will slow it down. I think we're already seeing that. I think if Elon could go at the speed he wanted, we would have had chips in people 5 years ago.
Yeah. And then we'd have a bunch of...
there'd be a bunch of dead people.
Overheated.
But hey, you know what? Empire State Building, that shit got built fast. Some people died.
Stop.
What? It's fucking trade-offs, people. Let's have adult conversations here.
Oh my lordy. We're here. We need to have these conversations. It's coming, man. And I think the AI and Neuralink type conversations probably going to be more pressing of an issue for Congress than crypto. I think that, I hope crypto stays at the top of the minds because we're in it, and we're talking about the sovereignty you can capture, changing your life financially or, repositioning yourself. But there's a lot going on. You have AI and, now Neuralink being approved. So Congress is going to have their hands full for a couple years coming up here. So, well, on that note, it's the weekend. I hope you guys have great plans this week. What am I going to do this weekend? I have the kids all weekend. I got a chicken that's about to give a bunch of. Do you need chickens still, D? When are you getting chickens?
So I have, I came in with some money. It took some profit on some things. And so I am going to get a surveyor.
Okay.
Within next week after Memorial Day, I'm gonna go ahead and get someone out there. And then I'm going to do grading on a yard.
Are you?
And then I'll be looking into a coop.
Okay. You're saying there's a chance.
I got a dirt guy. Today. I got a dirt guy. So grading is coming. But first I got to see what my yard is.
Yeah. Now, you got a good plot for it, man. I have a chicken that is basically turned into an absolute psychopath. She is hell-bent on having a lot of babies. I just had a new flock born. So I got to find homes for these next babies, but damn, they are fun
I'll take one.
to go hang out. You'll take one?
I live in an apartment, but I'll take
horses will eat chicks, so you can feed them to horses.
Oh, God.
It's real.
I believe it.
Here's an option.
Oh my God. But thank you so much for joining us, you guys. I hope you are all go do something amazing this weekend. Eleanox Rodriguez, Mike Bennett, Sack Nasty, Crypto Meme, Kino, Tasty, I think that's how you say that, C90FTW, Troy McDrains. God, we got a lot of people in here. Manawak, what's up, dude? Paul Mack, Troy McDrains, Michael Moore. Thank you very much, Casino Doggy.
Casino Doggy, I will cheers to that, my guy.
What up, guys? Go give your loved ones a kiss. I'm putting out another video soon for the basement and kind of our side bunker situation that we got going on. World's getting spicy. I'm going to be covering a lot of other heavier, deeper macro stuff on that. So if you are so inclined, check it out.
Be safe at the music festival.
Yes, be safe.
Have a great Memorial Day weekend. And celebrate America.
Touch the top.
Throw some mortar shells.
All right. Owen, this is all you. It's up to you. Take us out of here. Send me on.
Going.
Owen.
More like slowing.
Take it.